Hey guys, this is going to be a great coaching call and an educational call for a lot of you guys, especially if you've never had some training and you don't have the funds to pay those thousands of dollars that it'll take. And trust me on this, they don't teach you this in Harvard or Yale. And so I'm going to teach you what you need to know, and I'm doing it for free. I don't get paid one dime at all to do this. So the only thing I ask is, man, if it makes a difference for you in your life, share it with somebody because it could affect somebody else. And also make a comment, because I got to tell you something. I answer and look at every single comment, and I want to get to know you better. And so that's how we build a relationship here. That's how we play this game. And then comment with each other, so that way we're building a network of people that are doers, that are achievers, that are positive, that just want to succeed and got the energy and the vitality, and now they're being coached. So that's what I want to do. So make sure, make a comment. All right, guys, here's what I want to talk to you about today. And it's really about good-natured people, about your success in life based on belief and based on an inner guy that's inside of you. And I'm going to explain this to you. And it really comes down to, honestly, it comes down to people that are actually good-natured. Because when you're good-natured, you're going to go out of your way to help people, whether you get paid for it or not. You'll just do that naturally because that's what you do. But people, on the other hand, that have low integrity, that have, bad character, they're not going to do the same things that a good natured person will do. So they won't do necessarily the things that they deserve. They'll be skimming off the top. I've had businesses in the past where people have worked for me, and they're basically will be, even though I'm paying them for the hours and so forth, they'll be skimming off the top by on their computer doing their social time. And then as soon as I'm driving past or walking past or another doctor's walking past, they immediately shut the computer off like we didn't know. And then even in some cases, I've even seen where they've actually stole cash, believe it or not. And they'll play it off, and then they'll think, and they're rationalizing in their mind that they think they deserve it because they feel like they've done more than their job description, lying to themselves. And using these type of people, guys, with these bad characters, they end up really having a kind of a messed up life because of their faulty thinking. And so my suggestion for you, if you start getting some employees like that, what I would suggest you do immediately, cut them off. Cut them off quickly. You don't have to give an explanation. Just say it's not working out. Just not working out. No matter what they say, it's not working out. Why did I do this? It's just not working out. But everything is just not working out, and get rid of them. They'll destroy your business. Now, the people that are good-natured people, let's talk a little bit about this. It's good and bad. Here's a good part. That what happens is we do in life what we deserve. We do in life what we deserve. And so when you're working, and sometimes, your good-natured people should get above and beyond what somebody else should have. But unfortunately, because we're so good-natured, we end up giving away our stuff to other people. And number two, not only that inside of us, there's also a guy that's always keeping track. This is key. There's a guy inside of you that's always keeping track of what you believe and what you deserve. And so this guy, what happens is that in this process, if you're trying to go to the next level, if you're trying to go above and beyond where you've been, and now you're getting training, you're getting coaching, and you're growing and you're giving up stuff more, this is key. You can't convince that guy that you deserve something, and you won't achieve something by convincing him. The only way that you're ever going to get in life anything different or special or more is if that guy is convinced, the guy inside of you. And that guy, the only way he gets convinced, you have to understand, he's keeping score. He's watching you and everything that you do. So he's constantly on the prowl of every little thing that you do. And so this ain't fake it till you make it, because you can't fool this guy. This guy's got your cell phone of your life. He's got you on GPS, and he knows everything that you're doing. And so the only way that you can convince this guy, there's one way. And that one way is hard work. It's pedal to the metal. Get the job done, do what other people don't do, because that guy's always keeping score. Eventually, he's going to be convinced, and then he'll start convincing you. Now, once he's convinced and he's convinced you, then what he will literally do, he will pull your spirit into a room where all the players are. But before you get inside where the players are, where the ringers are, he's got to hand you the key. And that key is its belief and its conviction and in its authority, and it's a key that you deserve it. And all you got to do is open up that door and you walk in, and there's where the ringers are. And guess what? When you walk into that room, all those ringers understand that principle because they've been there too. So they've all gone through the same process. And so you have to, the only way, the fastest way, guys, to get yourself to the next level, get yourself to make that guy inside of you feel that you deserve it and then be convicted of it, is hard work. So you got to make the extra phone call. You got to go out and do more than somebody else did. You got to go out and work a little longer. You got to study a little bit more. You got to gain a little bit more skills. You got to train a little bit more. You got to do a little more and a little bit more and a little bit more. You got to be the guy that if you're working in North Dakota, you got to be that guy that when someone calls you at 1 o'clock in the morning, that you are driving through black ice, that is snowing so bad that you can see 4 feet in front of you, and you don't know if you're on the road or if it's going to be gravel because there's so much snow. You're tired, you're cold, you've worked hard, but you're still going to make it because you're a good guy, because you're trying to serve other people. You got to be that guy. Now, when you become that guy inside of you, that guy inside of you is keeping score of every single thing that you're doing, and he's going to change your identity. Now, once he starts changing your identity, guess what starts happening? He starts believing in you. He starts teaching you things that you don't even understand where those words are coming from. And you start developing and you start changing in that process. And then he starts handing you the key to get into the room where the ringers are. And once you're in the room where the ringers are, then it's a dogfight. Then the toughest guy, the baddest guy, the guy with the most skills, the guy who works the hardest, the guy that does it over and over again, he's going to be on top. And it really works that way, guys. You know, like I said before, the Marines have a saying. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And so it really comes down to that. You got to work hard to form and change your identity. And one of the best ways to do that is you've got to immerse yourself in that process. You've got to be all in to that process. And so how do you get all in? Look at it this way. If a guy went to prison and he saw what he saw, first of all, if he's inside that cell, I can guarantee you he's going to form a different identity. The guy inside of him is going to start talking to him, and he's going to have to change. You know why? Because there are animals in there, and animals have to change to adapt to survive, or they're going to be eaten alive. So he's got to change. He's got to form a new identity because he's immersed himself in the cage and where the wild ones are. And I can guarantee you, now, when he gets out of the animal kingdom, do you think he's going to be the same again? Even though he's out of his environment, do you think he's going to be the same again? No. Even he'll look different. He'll talk different. His facial structure will probably even change. You know why? Because he'll have more testosterone in his body because of what he's experienced, because his identity changed, his DNA changed. And then that's when the manifestation begins. Once the identity is changed, the guy inside of you, now he takes over, he takes control. And like I said, he's been watching you. And so he knows how many phone calls you've been making. He knows how much work you've been doing. He knows how late you've been staying. He knows if you've been going above and beyond the call of duty. You can't fake it till you make it. That guy knows everything. Like I said, he's got your cell phone. He's got a GPS on you. He knows every single thing about you. And you can't say things and try to convince him otherwise because he's keeping score. And guys, you know what? When he's convinced, the guy inside of you, when he's convicted, then it's like manifestation. He will bring you into the room and he will manifest to you what you've been working hard for, what you've been chasing, because you've become what you've been chasing. And it really works that way and no other way. And then the game's over, and guys, guess what? You win.